Good afternoon, Posh partners, and welcome back to another episode of Patricia's Posh Life. I have a very interesting backdrop today. I'm in the mountains of northwestern Georgia. It's really beautiful. Um, we're up here resting and relaxing, my husband and I, and preparing for 2026, which is our annual tradition that we do. And so that's a little bit about what I wanted to talk to you today. As many of you who've watched my channel know that I talk about a posh life, but not in the sense that a lot of people understand the posh life to be. I really focus on a posh life being not designer clothing or handbags or any of the superficial stuff, but really more your relationships, your life, having the ability to develop great memories and great experiences. And what better backdrop than this, enjoying the beauty of God and being out here. It's, as you can tell, it is a little nippy, and I apologize for any wind noise because it is a little breezy while I'm out here doing this, but I just could not resist the chance to show you how beautiful my state of Georgia is, and show you a little bit about how different Georgia can be all over the state. So let me jump into something that my husband teaches from the pulpit, but I think it's very, very applicable to everyone who likes to take this time of year to think about their lives, to think about what changes they want to make in their life. And I know a lot of people at this time of year talk about making New Year's resolutions. And my husband, being a behavior expert, he always says, you really cannot listen to what people say. You have to listen, you have to watch, I'm sorry, you have to watch what they do, not listen to what they say, right? And so this is a big reason why I don't really believe in New Year's resolutions, because a lot of people will say, oh, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to quit smoking, I'm going to, whatever. I've been guilty of it myself, trust me. And it's just a different way of thinking when you start considering your life from the perspective of a behaviorist, which is what my husband does for a living. So um, he started several years ago doing something called the liar list, and that's LIAR, like you are or you are not a liar. And so the whole way that that came about was the very statement that I just made to you, which was, if people really want to make changes in their lives, you don't pay attention to what people say, you look at the actions that they take. So my husband and I take this concept very, very seriously. And we usually will escape somewhere like this beautiful setting or go to the beach, um, some place where we can really have quiet time together as a couple. We just kind of hole up together. We talk about our lives. We talk about what we want from our lives and what we're going to do for the following year. And at the end of the year, we pull that sheet back out. Now, one of the things that I also do is I write our liar list literally on the walls of my office. I write them in notebooks that I use to take notes from various conversations. I put it in my phone. I put it everywhere that I possibly can put it so that I'm constantly reminded, hey, this is what I said I wanted to achieve this year. What have I done towards that action? And some years I've been very pleased with my personal outcome. Other years, not so pleased, right? So this year, um, was kind of half and half for me. I'll be honest with you, and excuse me, it is cold out here, and I have a little bit of a runny nose, um, because I kept a really huge promise. And many of you know, and I've already made a video about it, about my father passing away. And I gave my word to my father that I would take care of him until the very end of his life and beyond, which I have done. And so for me, that was a really huge thing that I did, which was on my liar list. It was definitely always in my head, every several days that I went to see my dad in assisted living. So, we were taking the actions to support what we had put on the liar list regarding my dad. The other thing that I started this past year was I started working with a trainer. I lost about 30 pounds, which was really big for me because I'm not a very, if you know me or met me in person, you know that I'm not a very tall person. I'm about 4'11", and so that was huge and really changed. People looked at me like, "What have you done?" And it was just basically a weight loss and getting into better shape. So this year, I think one of my liar list items is going to be being more consistent with eating well. My husband and I really don't eat a lot of crap, but I am pretty much a fruit fly. I love my sugar. I love cookies. I love soda. I love fudge. So the holidays for me are a time when I do let loose a little bit and enjoy some things that I do not consume most of the year. And so I want to get back to drinking more water and things of that nature. We've been traveling a lot. It is a little bit harder while you're traveling, to stay on the straight and narrow of good nutrition sometimes. So there are other things that are going to be on my liar list this year, which are very different because I am in such an unusual new phase of my life. My father did pass away. I was his primary caregiver. So now I am absolutely open to travel, to live anywhere I want to live, to do anything I want to do. And so it's like being a kid in a candy store, right? When you can do anything, um, sometimes it makes it harder to make decisions about what you really want. So that's what we're here in this beautiful place doing this week, and taking time to relax and to just be in quiet, to think about not only what we want to do for ourselves, but what we want to do for other people. And I would really encourage you to include those types of items on your liar list. It it really is a great feeling, to create a liar list and start going down the steps and go, "Oh my gosh, I actually accomplished that this year. Oh my goodness, I really did that this year. Oh, this is excellent," and it makes you feel so much more disciplined. It makes you it's and discipline builds self-esteem, as my husband, as a former high school basketball coach, used to say. Self-esteem comes from self-discipline. And so even at my age, it really is a big boost and makes you feel proud of yourself, which everybody needs. And it's a great exercise to be able all year long be able to go through those checkpoints and go, "Oh, crud, I had a really rough week with work and it really got me distracted and I maybe ate wrong, or I didn't take the normal time that I usually take to work on, I don't know, my hobby, or, working out or whatever. I've got to get back to it." And so saying all that, you've got to also develop the ability to just go, you know, I just didn't do a great job this week or today or this month. Move on, right? It's like on Ted Lasso, you know, where he says, be a goldfish. Goldfish don't have memories, right? They just are goldfish. Just go be a goldfish. And so don't let all your memories and what you know, your expectations, don't let them overwhelm you. And I would also recommend on your liar list to break it up into certain things like your physical. What do you want to achieve for your physical? What do you want to achieve for financial? What do you want to achieve for, I don't know, your, you know, something you've always dreamed of doing, travel, you know, whatever. Just break it up, but don't make it hundreds of things. You know, try to keep it like, you know, 5 or 10 things, keep it really simple, and then make it really meaningful, so that you can really focus. And that is the key, is focus and consistency. Just working on where you're headed every single day, every single week, every single month, forgiving yourself and loving yourself when you don't really do a great job, and then just getting right back to it and not stressing about it. So all of these things add up to a posh life, because I tell people all the time, most of the people in the world are living a movie they did not write the script for, which is really sad. And I'm a big old movie lover, and I love happy endings, and I don't like horror movies or any of that kind of stuff. Like, I just like things that make me laugh. I love things that make me happy. And so I want my script to be filled with happiness and joy and laughter. And so this is one of the things that we started adding to our liar list many years ago. And we started off with like just an overnight trip. We didn't start off with 2 weeks or, you know, anything crazy. You have to start where you can start. So don't make excuses like, oh, I can't take time off. Oh, I can't do this. I can't do that. Yes, you can, right? If the only thing you can do is go to the free library and rent, so to speak, the use of one of their quiet rooms that they have for meetings, go do that. Doesn't cost a dime, right? So start where you can start and work from there, because those things will start adding to your liar list. So one of the things that we wanted to do this year was go to a place where there were very few people. You're looking at it, right? And be able to really just enjoy the the lack of distraction, because where we live, there's a lot of distraction, there's a lot of noise, and there's a lot of people. Just, we live on a golf course, there's just people around all the time, and it is very distracting. And so we wanted to come to a small town. We wanted to meet really sweet people, and we have, and it's just been absolutely wonderful. And we've had time, once we go back up the mountain to where we're staying, we've had the time to be quiet and to develop our liar list, which we're still working on, and we'll keep working on for the rest of the week. So thanks to everybody for tuning in and listening to me just kind of ramble today. It's such a beautiful day. I just want to keep talking and be with you and stay with you. And I apologize that there's been delays in me making videos. There's been a lot going on after my dad passed away. And as any of you know, if you've had a parent to pass away, there's a lot of things that you just don't really anticipate happening, that you have to take care of if you're the main caregiver. And that has really happened to me. So thank you for your patience. Please like and subscribe. And I would love to hear your comments about what you do to achieve the things that you want to achieve in the coming year. How do you make it happen? What do you do? Do you have a tracker? One of the other things that I love to do that I forgot to mention was I'm a big fan of Canva. So I go in and, my husband just has his list written, handwritten, nothing fancy to it. I go into Canva and I do all this creative stuff, and everything's pink, of course, and just make it so it's fun, right? And so I enjoy that much uh, a part of the process. And I have checklists that are already built into Canva that you can use to help you out in moving yourself down the line of your checklist. And then at the end of the year, you can truly say, wow, I'm a liar. Or you can say, wow, I'm not a liar. And look at all the things that I've achieved this year that I said I really wanted to achieve. So, hope you enjoyed this. Hope it gave you some food for thought. I look forward to being with you next time. And I look forward to hopefully our good weather stays and holds while we're here, maybe making another video about another posh topic. And thanks so much. I sincerely appreciate you following me, watching my videos, and I hope that you guys have the best new year ever, and that you are not a liar in 2026. Take care.